of course, as well as giving presents, it's also the time of year for eating and drinking. The cheese in there is fantastic, but we shouldn't overdo it. Our reporter Simon Hawkins has been speaking to someone from Alocohol Concern.
Obviously, Christmas is a big drinking time, and I think it would be silly for a charity like Alocohol Concern to say to people, well, don't drink at Christmas, because we know that's just not going to happen. But I suppose what we would advise people is to just be a bit sensible. Obviously, you're going to be home for a few days. There's a temptation perhaps to start drinking a bit earlier in the day than you normally would. And then obviously you've got the consequences of that during the day. I mean, if you start drinking at 11 o'clock in the morning, you're going to be hungover in the afternoon, or unless you carry on drinking, in which case you're going to be very drunk. And I think we need to remember, although Christmas is a happy time in theory, I think we all can remember some family Christmases where there's been some pretty nasty rows. You've got relatives who are thrown together for the first time in months in a big warm house. There's all sorts of disputes about how to make Christmas. Everyone's got their own ideas. And if you chuck alcohol into the mix as well, the potential for family arguments is quite big there. So I think we say to people, don't start drinking too early in the day. Certainly don't get onto a roll, don't get drinking all day, take a break, take some soft drinks, think about how much you actually want to drink, and don't just drink because it's there. And I think there's a lesson perhaps early on in the days and weeks running up to Christmas. Obviously there is a lot of cheap booze out there in the supermarkets, very tempting offers. If you do stock up too much, if you've got loads of alcohol in the house, the likelihood is it'll get drunk. So obviously one way of moderating things over Christmas is to make sure you haven't got too much in the first place. Drinking on an empty stomach is never a particularly good idea because the alcohol goes straight into your bloodstream. So obviously eating when you're drinking will slow the speed at which the alcohol goes into your body. It also generally slows your drinking too. If you're eating at the same time rather than just knocking back the alcohol, you're going to drink more slowly. Once you've had too much, there's not a huge amount you can do. You really just have to let your body, let your liver do the work and get rid of the alcohol, which takes, roughly speaking, it'll get rid of the equivalent of about half a pint of beer every hour. So obviously if you've had a big sesh, it's going to take your body a few hours to clear that out. I mean, if you've got a party that's going on till say midnight or even into the small hours and you're drinking up to the end of the party, obviously that alcohol is going to take a while to clear out of your body. Say for example, if you drunk a bottle of wine, that's 10 units, that's going to take about 10 hours to leave your body. So if you were drinking up till midnight and then you get up at say 7 or 8 and you go off to do something in the car in the morning, it is entirely possible that you'll be unfit to drive. It's very possible you'll be over the legal blood alcohol limit, which obviously has all sorts of consequences for you if you have an accident or if you get stopped by the police.